would have sat over there. I had no idea. Wow, this is amazing. I feel like I'm at a check cashing place. Just waiting for my check. So,
Oh, you can take your mask off.
oh, thank you. Whew, freedom. So 2020 was a truly terrible year, yeah? Yes, for everybody. But if there ever was a year to be a woman without children, 2020 was our year! Yes! Oh man, I must say, as a 40-year-old woman without children, it was a very different experience this past year. Yeah, for the first time, nobody asked me if I've thought about having kids, or if I plan on having kids, or if I want kids. And of course, these are the same people who are always posting a million photos on social media of their little ones and saying things like, I'm so lucky to get to be little Skylar's mom. But then somewhere around last June, these moms stopped doing that. And they started sending out little cries for help throughout the internet. I can't do this. Somebody help me. No, seriously, I can't do this. And I would never want to be the kind of person who takes pleasure in someone else's pain. But there was a little part of me that was like, yes! Yes! Because now, things seemed different for good. It seemed like we had turned a corner somehow as a society, and everyone's reproductive choices seemed to hold equal true merit. Now, I want to be clear that my decision not to have kids was not one that I took lightly. It was actually agonizing. I spent years thinking about it. It was so stressful. I was battling a few different thoughts. The thing is that I had never really spent a lot of time with kids, and I didn't particularly think of myself as somebody who was good with them. I babysat a couple times, and the first time was with young kids, and I remember I walked out into the garage, and then I went to go back in, and they locked me out of the house for hours. I couldn't get back in. I had to walk miles home to get my mom to come and have them let me in. And then the second time, I was playing with the kids outside, and then they ran back inside and locked me out of the house again for hours, and I could not get back in again. So that's that. But then on the other hand, I was going through what all female bodies that are in their 30s or early 40s go through, which is an endless dialogue between your reproductive organs and your mind. And your organs are like, what's the holdup here? And your mind is like, I don't know, I like my life. And your organs are like, we don't care, we're running out of time, let's get with it. It's an exhausting conversation, to say the least. And then you have all of this other stuff that you're thinking about, like legacy stuff and meaning stuff and what really matters in life. And so I did what I always do when I have a big problem to solve. I dove into the research. I read books, I listened to podcasts, I even joined an online Reddit group called Fence Sitters. which is a place where people who are on the fence about having kids can go and talk to other people who are also on the fence. And so, you can imagine it wasn't a particularly helpful conversation. We were like, do you know? No, I don't know. Do you? No. I thought you might like to hear an actual post I wrote a year ago on my fence sitters group. Would you like to hear it? Yeah. Okay. I'm so tired of being a fence sitter and running out of time. I'm turning 40 in a couple months. My fiance would be happy to if I want to, but he's not pressuring me either way. Here's my question. I really love my dog. I love him more than anything. Is it like having a dog? I said that. Well, I can't say exactly when it happened, but at some point I just came to know that having a baby wasn't my path. And I accepted that as much as I possibly could. And then last summer, when COVID was really bad in Los Angeles, my fiance and I decided that we would just seize the moment and plan to elope. We didn't know what was going to happen with the virus, and we just wanted to be married. And as someone who made this decision, I can tell you with no uncertainty that if you're looking for a way to break the hearts of your parents during a lockdown, your poor, socially isolated, lonely parents, tell them you're eloping. Rob them of the only good thing that they have to look forward to. Crush their dreams of walking you down the aisle. Stomp at their chance to show you off to their friends. Now, I love my parents, and I certainly never meant to hurt them, but no grandkids, and now no wedding. As a daughter, you really can't top that kind of disappointment. My mother was out of her mind upset about it. My father was in shock and disbelief. And I was kind of devastated because no one was supportive of the one dream that I was actually certain about. I wanted to rent an RV and drive with the absolute love of my life and my dog across mountains and deserts and get married under a red rock arch in Arches National Park in Utah. Thank you. Except now my dream was causing deep, deep pain and hurt feelings all around. But there was one person who wasn't upset about our plans, and that was my stepmother, Patty. After one particularly difficult conversation with my dad, he handed her the phone and she went into a different room and she said to me, Erica, it's okay that you're doing this. It's your life. You get to make your own decisions. They're just disappointed, but they'll get over it. And I think it sounds wonderful, and I can't wait to see the pictures. And her saying that was such a relief, and I was actually able to get excited again and move forward with our plans. You know, stepmothers get a really bad rap. We're told that they're wicked, they're monsters, they're step monsters. But no one talks about the really beautiful thing about stepmothers, which is that they're gonna tell you the truth. They have no reason not to. They're not invested like blood. So last September, we got in that RV, him and his tux, my dog and my dog's tux, and me and my wedding dress. And we drove to the Grand Canyon, and then to Zion, and then Bryce, and then we got married under the most beautiful red rock arch in Arches National Park. And it was the best day of my life. Patty was right. they did get over it, and they love our pictures. And I am the luckiest one of all, because not only did I become a wife to my husband that day, but I also became a stepmother to his 2 wonderful kids, who haven't locked me out of the house yet. And now I get to be the one who always tells them the truth. I have to admit, though, I'm still in that fence sitters group. And I think a part of me always will be. But I love being a stepmom. And I'm ready to get another dog.